We are ready to go down to the field. The players are jumping in and out of their spots here, so they are waiting for us here. It's Eclipse Esports, Circuitry Gaming starting out live here. And
Early kickoff here from Madge is Wavy, using a wave dash, if you would, go off the side wall, straight out off the ceiling. Here's Oblivion Outrage, taken to the skies, knocking it down here for Circuitry Gaming, and you can see the two great colors got on the screen. Eclipse is going to be in yellow for you all. Circuitry going to be in that very familiar blue for themselves. 30 seconds down. Not really a whole lot of action to speak of so far, Cobra, as both teams just try to settle down early on.
Yeah, you can tell both teams not too ready to at least make a ton of opportunities here. We're starting to see a few wonderful shots coming in. Reveal almost had a quick look here. The quick turn as they're kind of bombarding the goal line at this point. They're starting to maybe download the team early. We're seeing a few chances taken here as they're kind of staking their claim on this midfield line.
That one is right into the net for Reveal and will open up the scoring here. Taking this read off of the side wall and banging that one in at a very tight angle. Getting over and behind Wavy. A great shot to open up that scoring. A 1-0 lead in favor of Circuitry.
Yeah, Circuitry Gaming really had a wonderful start there. As you saw that eventually they just started to lock in onto that offensive third. They really wouldn't allow Eclipse to get out of their own half and started to really take over all of those resources. Let's see if Eclipse can kind of better manage on their defensive half.
One is taken by Madge out to midfield. Wavy taking it away. They're going to settle this one down. Marcy with the cutoff. Both teams fighting for that possession. Reveal going to get credited for a save here, knocking it to the side wall. A nice little doink, leading it up to Madge. Dexter will cut it off. Wavy's right there to help out, and Marcy will settle down underneath. Here we are at 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Save by Reveal to go up the back wall. Looking to grab some control. Got to be Dexter here. A dangerous touch in front of their own net, but they do survive. They put one on target, but it's saved by Oblivion Outrage.
Yeah, and really now we're starting to see the tempo for both teams really start to increase here, but still not a ton of chances here for Eclipse. They really don't have a shot that has had a lot of venom, a lot of a terror kind of behind it. Ooh, look at the triple commit there in the midfield as they're trying to force something to go through here. Still plenty of time to work with, and the passes, they're trying to get them out, but just that second player not there yet to make the shot. Wonderful save there from Outrage to keep the lead here.
Well, Marcy kind of showing that they really don't need any teammates. They can go ahead and just do this by themselves. They put two great passes on target, neither of which were able to go in. Those saves were there. Still that 1-0 lead here for Circuitry as we hit halftime. There's one off the backboard. Does not go. Madge is backwards. Wavy going to come in and challenge. A smart move by them. And now a triple commit coming out from Circuitry, making things a little bit awkward here, but they are able to make it work. Oblivion Outrage now with the flip reset, trying to carry out of their own end. It gets taken away. Wavy now looking to do the same underneath. Marcy, great little save there. Madge into the corner, and both teams really settling into this 1-0 ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're feeling like, again, it's evening out a little bit, and for Eclipse, that's not exactly what they want. They're trying to find a leg up here because they let in that early goal, and so far they really haven't found that answer to really get them ahead here. They haven't really found each other, and maybe like to see a little bit more physical play. The defense here for Circuitry Gaming has been keeping them at bay. They have to open up something, have to force an opportunity here as Reveal is gonna take another one and extend the lead 2-0.
Hey, nice, great goal here to clean this one up. Marcy, there's the pass off the backboard. Reveal reading it, and again, it comes down, honestly, Cobra, it's a perfect placement. There's been a lot of shots that have been on target that were somewhat easy saves. This time, though, there are two defenders in the net. You got to find that spot that's open. You got to hit it where they ain't, and hit it where they ain't is exactly what Reveal did for that second goal. Another one on target here from Marcy is placed very well, but Outrage is able to get there in time for the kick save.
Yeah, they're having to make a lot of stretches to get this save here. They are going to be rewarded for their troubles, however, as that one will slip through the defensive net. And Eclipse will get their first one, but they need some more opportunities like this. I don't know if they're going to get another look that is going to be the goal line completely open, but this is a good start.
Yeah, you know, the open net is one of the most difficult situations in Rocket League to be able to convert on. One of the best defenders in the game I've ever seen, honestly, is the open net. And they had one right there. They were able to beat that open net, but how many more times are they going to get that opportunity? They've got to be few and far between the way that this game has been going so far. Great air dribble down. Here comes Reveal looking for a third with the read out of the corner. They won't find it. A little bit of awkwardness, a lot of miscommunication at midfield. A great demo, and Marcy is going to collect a goal. Reveal helping out there on the front side with that big demo.
Yeah, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop there. Well-timed demo, but even before that, tons of confusion as they're kind of waiting to see who would actually get the clear. The clear never came out. Another shot for Circuitry Gaming, and they're now in control here. Only 45 seconds left.
Comes a Reveal. Looking for Madge, trying to get that fourth goal on board and extend this lead a little bit. It's not 100% out of reach, but it is pretty darn close to out of reach as Madge is going to go with the solo play themselves. And we'll read this one right from the corner as Marcy knocks it down. Madge picks it up on the bounce, goes over the top of Wavy, and on the inside post as well. Another very well-placed shot, Cobra. I'm really liking this placement that we are seeing at the moment from Eclipse.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful individual effort. I think Maj really wanted to up those percentage chances of them winning the game, so decided to take it in their own hands, kind of calling their own number per se. And Eclipse Esports, I felt like, while I don't think they've played a horrible game. I just think they've trying to given too much responsibility to their defensive saves. They have to create some more on the other side to at least keep this Circuitry Gaming squad at bay. Otherwise, the scoreline could continue to look like this in the future games. But right now, Circuitry Gaming comfortable here in game 1, 4-1 scoreline.
That's a very, very solid win, and honestly, there's just not a whole lot to say other than Eclipse completely dominated that game. They put 14 shots on target. They forced Circuitry to save 6 of them. Circuitry was only able to go 1 for 6. 3 of the other ones were saved and really just not connecting on full cylinders. It honestly looked like Eclipse Esports was comfortable and was ready to just run away with that whole entire game without a whole lot of challenge. A lot of adjustments, I think, to be made by Circuitry and for the overlay, which we know was backwards the entire time. Don't worry, guys. We're on top of it. Cookies is making it work. He's kind of jumping in last second for some production. We appreciate everything that he's doing, and we're going to get that flipped around for you. We'll make this one a little bit more obvious as to who is who, and hopefully that helps on the pitch as well. Just getting that realigned, getting your chakras in alignment, I think might honestly do Circuitry quite a bit of favors going into game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Just making sure, the communication is key. And what I'd love to see Circuitry do is really slow the game down. I think they really need to maybe take a few moments, because it seems like on the defensive end specifically, they were getting outpaced quite a bit. And so what you really need to do is when they're looking for these clears and not really finding their teammates, take that control, try to take the light touch and play the 50. Allow your teammates to be able to read the ball right after you. But I think that could be the key to at least, getting the tempo back into a comfortable place for this team. Because if they continue to play like this, I don't know if they'll be able to keep up with that pace.
I mean, yeah, honestly, if Circuitry kind of continues what they've done so far versus Eclipse, I think we're probably going to see a pretty simple sweep, and it's not even going to be close. We're not going to really see a whole lot of effort have to be put in, I think, by Circuitry, because Eclipse, as you mentioned, really has that speed. They were really dominant. They just kept the ball in their half the entire time. They were able to shoot at will. Every once in a while, you see like a glimmer of hope maybe for Circuitry, but the one game that they did score in that game, it was wide open. There was no defender, and you're not going to get that opportunity very often. Obviously, you take them when you get them, but if you're only getting one of those opportunities per game, one goal typically isn't enough to win, especially at this level.
Yeah, absolutely. And it felt like a goal where the offensive team, felt like they had overwhelming pressure and, kind of overextending, reaching for that goal, and unfortunately just kind of let the rotation slip through, and that happens. But the team, that's one of those teams where the team feels confident that they could just outplay, and they let something slip. But unfortunately, it didn't really change anything about the game itself. It didn't lend itself to momentum switching at all in that game. So you can't really rely on those transition goals to really play out at least that way. Not that free of a game. But again, I really think they, it's all about protecting their corners. They have to really battle for those corner boost and the mid boost. I feel like it's something that they were kind of losing the advantage on in terms of that boost battle. So we'll see what they can do here. I know that we're just taking a quick second to make sure the lobby is in order. So we're going to get back to the action in just a little bit. So we appreciate you guys for sticking with us and being patient.
We're talking a whole lot about what Circuitry has to do going into game number 2 in order to overcome Eclipse, but I think what also has to be said is what does Eclipse have to do just to keep up exactly where they are? They showed some great aerial prowess. They had some good speed. I liked the bounces. I liked the solo plays. I'm a little bit concerned for them, going further in this invitational circuit. Again, we are in week number 1. We only had one other days of games on Tuesday this week. And I'm a little bit concerned for them going down the line. And the reason I say that is I saw a lot of phenomenal solo plays. We saw, each individual on that team able to take over at a moment's notice, score the goals they need to, save the shots that they need to. I didn't really see as much teamwork as I would expect from a very high-level team that is going to go places. And maybe it was just a happenstance of the last game that we did get a chance to see. Maybe that's just what happened to happen. But I do want to see that improved a little bit. I want to see a little bit more passing and a little bit more, get those assist numbers pumped up, right? If you're going to score 4 goals a game, that's awesome. But you want to have 2 or 3 of those be assisted, not all solo plays. If it turns into just a solo play sort of game, it gets really easy to defend. Every single defender knows then all I have to do is take out the person with the ball or just get that 50, and all of a sudden we're not going to have a big issue. So I'd like to see what they're going to be able to do as they move on into that next match.
Yeah, absolutely. And you bring up a great point in terms of the individual play leading or at least opening up that goal. And I think that could be a strength that could be turned into your advantage. Like, obviously, we want to see a few more passing plays, but I think something that this Eclipse Esports roster can use is the fact that you're able to trust that a couple of your players are able to beat 1 or 2 defenders to possibly open something up. Now, I think we saw a lot of individual plays, but I think something that we really want to see for them to do is, maybe condition the opponent with that and then switch it up on them. And that'll give them some more opportunities to really see those passing plays develop.
Yeah, so we do have to take a quick break here as we get on into that next game just to make sure everyone is 100% ready to go. So we're going to jump in, we'll call it like a 2-minute break, maybe 3, just to make sure that we can get everything taken care of here, folks. Then we'll jump right on into game number 2. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes.
Feel the danger.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are, past a few little troubleshooting things. We are going to continue the series. We're still working out some kinks in the stream, including some of the sound, but we want to make sure that these players are not, we don't want to ice the players. So we're going to get the rest of the series going, and you'll be able to listen to the wonderful sultry voices of your casters. So we're going to get right back into the action here. Game number 2 on the books.
Yeah, we're going to jump right back into the action. And we're going to get everything flipped around on the overlay. We have the team all in the right places and doing all of the right things just to make their lives a little bit easier. Nice 50 there at midfield as we drop 10 seconds down in this first game. Here comes Dexter. Big cross there, looking for Oblivion Outrage, who's looking for Wavy. It's Reveal, the one who will end up cutting it off. Here's a pass out in front of the net. It's Madge dropping it down. A save there by Wavy. I don't think that's exactly what they wanted, and Dexter is going to find a wide open net in transition going the other way, and a quick goal there.
I remember that we were talking about these transition goals not being likely to happen, but here we are again, just absolutely no one back. It was a complete and total all-out assault on the net, and it didn't quite work out. It gets sent right back the other way.
It's Oblivion Outrage on the side wall. Got a nice air carry here, getting bumped off by Reveal.
Oh.
Coming down for Maj. Cleared out field. Here's Reveal again. Doesn't have the boost to work with. Maj is not able to connect. We got 3 players on the Circuitry Gaming side all in front of the net. They still cannot make the clear. Reveal is going to try a double tap for the 17th time. Oblivion Outrage is going to save it here inside of the first minute.
Yeah, it's really dangerous shots coming through here. But unlike the first game, they're not quite dropping the same way. And I'm not sure that's really anything to say about the defense here from Circuitry Gaming, but I think maybe the offensive, the offensive looks just aren't coming in as cleanly as they'd like.
Wavy is on the back wall here, and Martsy's going on the side wall. Here comes Reveal. Bangs this one downfield. Cut off here by Dexter, who's got a lot of boost to work with, as does Wavy. Neither can connect. It'll be Martsy to cut this one off, and now 3:15 left to go. It's Oblivion Outrage out to Wavy. Wavy gonna bang this one to the backboard. Looking for the read. Matches up as well. Light touch here by Wavy. They won't make that shot happen. Oblivion Outrage will shoot it. Marcy's gonna come in, get a big clutch save.
That is a huge save from Martsy, as that was point blank range and just managing to get a body on that, keeping this game close. And, the last game, too, it was a 1-0 series for quite a while before Eclipse kind of, started to get a few more goals to kind of get the lead here. But Reveal off the ceiling from the skies. What a wonderful goal here.
Cobra, I think you're kind of going clairvoyant here, kind of saying, what we saw in game number 1 was that Circuitry kind of comes out to that lead and they're able to hold on for a little bit, and out of nowhere, Eclipse just starts to pile on the shots, to pile on the goals. It's something we know they are very capable of. They get one right there about halftime to tie this game up at 1 apiece, and now they're going to start to, push that accelerator down to the floor just a little bit harder and try to get Circuitry Gaming back on their heels so that Eclipse can move on to match point.
Oblivion Outrage has been all over that backboard here, really trying to open up some more space for the team, but Circuitry Gaming defense going to be tested a little bit more here in the corner. Wavy's going to be up for this, has options in the middle of the field. Oblivion shot just going to be a little bit wide. It was another option where there was no one on that back line, and Eclipse didn't get punished for it.
Here comes Dexter to the back wall. Madge will get the clear out to midfield. Oblivion's going to pop this one up back to themselves, and they got to do all kinds of funky stuff in order to get themselves in a position where they can play some decent defense. Marcy will go up a 50 here with Oblivion Outrage. Their teammate Reveal will cross it in front of the net. Now Wavy will boom this one away and get boomed themselves. A big demo as Madge comes in transition.
Maj looking for something off the backboard. It's going to drop down. That's going to be for Marcy. That will be the lead here for Eclipse, and they're back. It's not... You can't keep this team down for long, can you?
No, you really can't, and that all comes down to Wavy, being in the right place to make a move on that play, but unfortunately just unable to execute. The flip off of the backboard, unfortunately, got them completely out of sorts on the play, and they'll have to make up for a little bit of lost time here with a pass to Oblivion Outrage, who's on target, but Reveal will play it off of their own backboard. Wavy resetting, knocking it down, 50 with Reveal. Popped up on the back of Dexter's car. Maj and Reveal both chasing this one down as it leaks back out to midfield. Inside, 1 minute to go.
Wavy has to have an important touch here. Opens it up for Dexter, but again, Maj just getting in front of it. And Circuitry Gaming, they're close, but they're just not putting the pieces together. Now have to get quickly back to their own side as it was on their backboard. Maj keeping it in play. And for 35 seconds about, Eclipse Esports has to hold down the fort here.
Well, it's a great passing play and shot opportunity coming the other way from Circuitry. Unfortunately, that one does not go. A huge demo on the next attempt. Marcy's going to fake low. Going to be touched out here by Outrage. Another big demo coming out. The physical play really stepping up here in the last 30 or so seconds of this game. A light touch out to Reveal. Maj doesn't make the touch. Doesn't matter. It's boomed back out to midfield. Dexter's got nothing. A big 50 here from Reveal. They'll get demoed. It's cleared out. It's not going to matter. Ball's just being pounded grounded everywhere, not going anywhere constructive, hits the ground, and there's a big win to move to match point here for Eclipse Gaming.
Yeah, and what a way to finish out that game here. I wasn't expecting the physical play from this team, but you saw that Circuitry Gaming had a little bit of success kind of dribbling out of their own half. They slowed down the gameplay quite substantially, but Eclipse didn't care. Eclipse started going after players as soon as they were, destined to defend that lead. They started going after everybody. It was car parts all over the field those final few seconds.
No, I mean, I agree. I really did like what Circuitry was doing in terms of taking a little bit more control there. They put a lot more shots on target as well. They threw 8 onto the scoreboard that time versus the 5 that came out of Eclipse. The difference was that the Eclipse defense now was there and was kind of the shining star, if you will, for that Eclipse team. They win game number 2 as well. Not as cleanly, not as easily as game number 1. We'll see now what happens in game number 3 as Eclipse looks for the 3-game sweep.
Marzi had so many clean touches at the beginning of the game and is immediately going to go back to the demoing ways here. They're trying to stay physical, but they have to do this on their own goal line. Oblivion Outrage going to take another shot, followed by Dexter. And how long can they hold on to this attack? Demo would open up some space. Wavy, a little bit of boost to work with. Goes for the low 50. Going to be denied. Dexter taking a shot, trying to chip both defenders, but they will be able to get back in time. Another demo on the back line will open up enough space. Wavy tries to take a shot. Oblivion will have to go against the entirety of the 3 players for Eclipse here, and they're finally going to make their way past midfield. Reveal. Off the top, Marzi will still have control of this one off the backboard. It's kind of dangerous here as Reveal going to take a shot and went back for this, and Oblivion Outrage will get a wonderful save here.
Apparently all we're going to get is one or the other team has possession for a solid 40 seconds and the other one loses it, minus that whifty at midfield. I'm not sure if it was a fake or just a flat-out mistake here, as Oblivion Outrage is able to beat 1, able to beat 2, and then they find themselves that wide open net. And Circuitry Gaming, they're going to come out in game number 3 the same way they did in game number 2 with a lead just outside of the first minute.
Yeah, and this definitely feels like 1-goal game isn't quite going to cut it. They've already they played that song and dance, and I don't think they like the way that it ended. So they're going to need at least one more here to really feel comfortable about their situation. Dexter working their way through here, and it's this combination, I think, of Oblivion Outrage and Dexter, kind of this 1-2 combo. I think it has really worked for this team. They need a little bit more of a connection, a more consistent connection from this duo to really give Eclipse Esports something to worry about here.
Ooh, great save by Wavy. The angle I don't know if the angle was necessarily there to make that one a goal. There's Wavy dropping it down. Sorry, Dexter dropping it down to Wavy. Now it's Reveal 1-on-1 with Oblivion. Outrage, they shoot this one far post. They get a demo. Does not matter. They sneak that one in. And again, I feel like, Cobra, we are casting the exact same game in game 3 as we did in game number 2. We see Circuitry come out to a lead. We see Eclipse come with an answer.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little predictable, huh? It's like, maybe I feel like Neo in the Matrix. I'm seeing a lot of deja vu here. But Reveal actually took another crack at that, trying to get the daily double here for goals scored. Not quite here, but Circuitry Gaming, they need the response here. They need to get the second goal, because I don't feel like Eclipse is only going to score 1 goal in this game.
Well, not only that, but if you give Eclipse a lead, you know they're going to hold on to it. And sometimes they might even continue to expand it. You just cannot let them get a lead. You know, if you score a goal and they score 1 back, that's fine. Just don't let them get ahead of you. Once they're ahead, they have a tendency to just run away with the possession, with the control that they have, just like this one here for Marzi. It's past a Reveal, but cleared out by Dexter. A clutch save there for Circuitry Gaming.
What a reaction save there. That was really dangerous. It was a really wonderful pass across the field, and Dexter was in quite a precarious situation, but managed to get that backflip, at least deflect it away from the shooter. They still have quite a bit of pressure here. So Oblivion Outrage trying to find their way out. Won't be able to get past midfield, but Dexter has a little bit of space to work with. Oh, and the challenge not going well. Fortunately, Wavy able to cover for him, and they just cannot catch a break. They finally able to clear their lines here and may be able to work out some offense.
That was an incredible stroke of luck to have that not be a goal. It ends up as a great pinch, and then just the defensive presence is just there.
Oh.
Madge gets faced like I've never seen. Wavy dishes it to Oblivion Outrage, and as you mentioned, Cobra, Circuitry slows the game down, lets everybody else on Eclipse commit to what they think is going to happen, does something else, scores the second goal, and they're ahead for the first time late in the game in this series.
Yeah, that is a wonderful mind game. It's such confidence to just not do anything with your card. Just to be like, this is going to work out for me. I'm pretty sure. And absolutely just watched all those defenders leave. They're going to have to defend their own net here, just managing to get this clear. Oblivion Outrage could punish him here. A read off the wall, not going to happen as Maj will see it away. Reveal happens to be in the right place. The shot just a little bit off. And Eclipse Esports never too far away from a response.
Yeah, this is the adjustment that Circuitry Gaming has made so far into this series. They have settled down significantly. They've given themselves so many better opportunities. And honestly, to some extent, not only has Circuitry made positive adjustments, I've seen some pretty negative adjustments on the other side. The shooting woes for Eclipse have been absolutely insurmountable. This should probably be like an 8-3 game at this point in favor of Eclipse, but they have either only found Circuitry Gaming players who have saved the ball, or they can only seem to find the post or the crossbar. Nothing really seems to be coming up Eclipse Gaming so far in this game.
Yeah, in terms of shooting woes, and as this game is kind of finishing out here, I don't think they will be able to get another opportunity. Reveal will send it out to Marcy. This could be an opportunity off the backboard, but it is red put down here. And this will extend the series here as Circuitry Gaming will take their first game, forcing the game number 4. But kind of talking about the shooting woes here, it's something that is very easy to get into. It's very easy to kind of find yourself in a shooting rut. And sometimes it's very difficult to find your way out because you know what you need to do? You need to keep shooting. You have to find a way out of it. So regardless whether it's working or not, they have to keep, trying to create those opportunities. They can't lose confidence. Otherwise, they're going to tilt themselves to oblivion.
Now, they did have some solid defensive numbers, and we did see 8 saves from the 10 shots, but unfortunately, 2 of the ones that they didn't save were the ones that ended up going in. One a great passing play, and one of them just an absolutely incredible fake that really worked out in favor of Circuitry. So they've taken the caster's advice so far. They've slowed down the game. They've gotten the victory here. This Eclipse esports team, they're speedy. They're a very speedy bunch. I see a lot of double commits. I see a lot of very fast drivers. I'm curious if they can harness that energy into something a little bit more positive offensively, because if they can, even with that opening shot or less, if they can start to harness this aggression and they can start to make it work a little bit better for themselves, they're going to be dangerous.
Absolutely, and those are 2 quick opportunities that Eclipse really wanted to get through, but were parried away here. And it looks like they're out for blood here. They're trying to get that first goal, trying to set the tempo yet again here. But let's see who strikes first. Dead ball in the middle of the field. Oblivion is going to at least test the keepers here, but multiple covering the net. No worries so far. Wavy plays it to the back wall. Reveal, I feel like has been that standout player here for Eclipse Esports, has been a part of so many of the moments that Eclipse have, really have to look back on in this series. Has to be the standout player for me to get them back into this game.
Yeah, they definitely need to step up into a pretty significant role here. And Wavy will boom it out to midfield, and it's Oblivion going the other way. There's Reveal. A demo into the net. A flip reset. Oh, just a little bit of a missed mechanical opportunity there for Oblivion Outrage. Really the first time I think I've seen them specifically falter in the mechanics department. It's bound to happen every once in a while. We've even seen the pros do it as well. There's a missed rotation, and it works out beautifully. My goodness. All right, you want to talk about one of the unlucky healthiest teams I think I've ever seen in competitive play. Eclipse has got to be that team. Massive defensive laps for Circuitry Gaming. It ends up working out in their favor because the offense wasn't there ready to go. Two critical saves keep this tied in 0-0.
Yeah, Reveal trying to get it back here. Played off the backboard. That will be the goal that they're looking for. And after knocking on the door, it's Reveal that finally answers here. What a wonderful pass. Martzi to put it away. And this is the lead. This is the momentum that they need here.
I mean, you did say that Reveal has to be the one to start to step up, and that double tap pass is a way that you can step up into the game and make a huge impact. Maj with the cross. It's boomed away by Oblivion. Outrage. Marcy now raided this one going towards the backboard. Double tap opportunity, or just a shot by Reveal. It is on target. Dexter with the save. Maj a quick turn. Reading this one coming down off the backboard as it's cleared into the corner by Oblivion. Outrage. They miss the double. Marcy's there, dunked by Wavy. Here comes Dexter now. A boom of their own out to Wavy at midfield. They get the beat. Does Wavy have the double tap touch?
Ooh.
No, it drops down in front of Reveal. That one's pinched off the backboard. Outrage is right there, and they miss the open net. The post saving the day yet again.
Well, they are trading shooting woes here as the the Eclipse net has now stepped in as the super sub, the scary fourth player of the team, getting a couple of saves, crossbar and the post respectively. But now Circuitry Gaming, I don't think they're a team that plays well from behind. This is kind of worst case scenario here. And with 2 minutes, over half the game already done, they have to find an answer to their shooting problems.
I think maybe after watching game number 1, I'd be a little bit more inclined to agree with you about this team's ability to play from behind. I kind of feel like the first 2 games in this series for Circuitry really were just kind of warm-up. I mean, they looked a little bit cold, I think, in game number 1 compared to how the other ones have gone. A great job here by Marzi to put the shot on target. Even better defense, though, from Dexter to keep it out. Circuitry has made some great adjustments. They have certainly turned the game around. They just need to take control on offense once or twice. I think a good passing opportunity, throw a demo in there if you can, and keep this team away from the ball, and Circuitry has a great opportunity to get this one tied up.
Yeah, we've seen far less explosions this game, I think. I'm actually surprised about that. Significantly less explosions, and for both teams, because I really think there was a point where Eclipse they were doing there we go, never mind. All right, forget everything I said. They're back to blowing up each other's cars. Everything is now right with the world. Shot coming through. Oblivion saving it yet again on the goal line. Maj gonna get another opportunity. Oblivion not going to concede a goal here. Will stop it yet again. Reveal going for the pass here off the backboard. Thought they were actually going to get a bump on the goalie. Not to be, but it's been a lot of offense here for Eclipse.
One coming down for Oblivion. Outrage as we hit the last 40 seconds potentially of this series. It's in front of the net for Maj, and there is going to be the extension goal as they hit their second of this game. Wavy comes in, gets deleted by Reveal, and again, right as you say, there's a lot less explosions this game. We get explosions aplenty. It's like we're in Cookie's backyard right now on the 10th day of the 4th of July.
Yeah, it just adds to the entertainment value, You
really
gotta
does.
have those explosions. Only a few seconds left here, 20 seconds, and the explosions are not stopping. And I don't know, I'm not sure that Circuitry really has anything to offer here. They're not really sending an all-out attack here. I think they kind of ran out of gas, ran out of fuel the final moments here as Eclipse has really shut them down. That should be the end of the game as soon as the players decide to let that ball touch the pitch. It will be Eclipse. And it was not quite as easy as they would have thought. They got tested towards the end there, but they will get the win here in game number 4.
I still gotta really hand it though to Circuitry. I really thought they did do a pretty good job of keeping up in that series. I think potentially if that game 1 goes a little bit differently, if we don't see a 4-1 Eclipse win, maybe that one goes a little bit better. I think in Circuitry that was the only really poor performance I think I saw from them. Certainly there could have been a couple better offensive opportunities. Certainly they could have done a couple things there, but unfortunately we didn't really necessarily have exactly what we wanted from them, but we do have an opportunity to get an interview here with Marty. We'll bring them on in. Marty, welcome to the chat. How did that game go? I know you guys had a pretty significant break there once things started. How do you regain after that and make sure you guys take that series?
I think we all kind of as a team kind of just were like, all right, let's focus up. Obviously, like when you have to sit for a while, you kind of get cold and you gotta like re-mental yourself into the game. So we just kind of did that, and it wasn't too bad. We weren't really worried. I think we knew we were the better team, and we kind of just took care of business.
Absolutely. So in a best of 5 series, it's all about adjustments. And it felt like you guys were, kind of had a handle on everything the first couple games. And then it seemed like Circuitry Gaming seemed to formulate a game plan and seemed to change it up a bit. Do you feel like, in that game number 4 that you had to make adjustments to them, or you feel like you're able to kind of get back to maybe your guys' game plan?
I think we kind of had the same game plan the entire time. I think game 3 we chalked up to like small mistakes. I know one of the goals was kind of my fault. I just whiffed an easy touch. I got faked out. So we kind of just went back to what we were doing in game 1 and 2, and game 4 was pretty easy. We did really well. So.
Oh, knowing that, is the game plan for your team drive as fast as possible, hit the ball everywhere, and it doesn't matter how many of you commit to it, just overwhelm the other team with pressure? Because that's a lot what it looked like.
Yeah, I think we know we're kind of pretty quick to the ball, especially reveal. Kid's insanely fast, and his mechanics are really gross. So we kind of just knew try and beat them to every ball, and then eventually they're gonna make a mistake on defense, and we'll have an empty net.
Absolutely. Kind of talking a little bit about that play style. You guys started to implement a few more demos, and by a few, I mean a ton more demolitions as the series kind of progressed. Was that just, trying to knock Circuitry kind of off of their game? Was that part of something that you guys do normally?
I think it's more just kind of break the rotation, kind of mess them up almost. I know like when I get demoed, it kind of like you have to kind of like reset real quick, and it can be tough sometimes if you're in an awkward spot. So I think that was kind of just part of our game plan, and it ended up working well.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot for your time, Marty, and congrats again on that win. Week number 1, obviously going great for you guys, going 2-0. Good luck down the stretch the rest of the season. We hope to see you back in the interview booth as this moves on.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. That was Marty coming in and doing that post-game interview. Cobra, I think we're just about settled here for game or series number 1. We still got 2 more to go. I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Next match that is going to be coming up after a quick break, Irate Esports versus Radiance Esports. So 2 teams you're not going to want to miss, but we are going to take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere.